All you need to do is install a bleed valve to regulate pressure.
And you're saying you implemented this with water-based transportation. Very clever. Your father must be proud of you.
He's got more important things to worry about. He's a warrior.
The world is filled with warriors. There are far too few great engineers.
Sokka can be boss.
Protecting the ones we love is important. But I also know we must pursue the talents that we've been given. Sokka, you're a gifted engineer. Don't ignore that.
King lost his nerve. Grew tired, senile. The corruption sprang up all around him. Fire Nation seeped in through the cracks.
So you just took it on yourselves to fight the firebenders?
If not us, then who? Everyone here has lost someone in the Fire Nation. We're orphans. Refugees. At least that's what we were.
What are we now, Smeller B?
Freedom fighters!
My mother was a fighter in her family. She taught me to bleed, which back then was just a stick. When the Fire Nation came to our village, she held an off to one. My dad hit me in the well. I wanted to fight, but he wouldn't let me.
Like no one would let Katara use Airbender.
When I came back up, they were gone.
Sweet.
I know what it's like to lose family too.
I love that you are making that moment a real memory, something to explain Katara's character and all, but to see it again and again like that.
I don't know anything about bending, but I do know that you have to use everything inside you to help you fight. What do you remember when you think you're about it?
You're gonna help her to focus
How she
on the
died
good thing.
when she was alive.
I remember her getting up every morning before everyone else. And every day, she would stop when the sun rose. She would watch it and smile. Every day.
It's the little things which are important. Good job!
We don't have to be afraid of our pain. We just need to decide what we're going to do with it.
That's a good lesson. Pain doesn't have to control you and your future actions. You can decide what to learn from it.
This is the great Omashu? The best the Earth Kingdom has to offer?
I gather its charms are lost on you.
Charm? I mean, the dirt, the noise, the stench?
Zuko.
What happened there?
The White Lotus?
I am told that Fire Nation agents in the city have taken to sowing terror to weaken the Earthbender's resistance.
That's not right. Warriors don't hide their faces in a fight. Father would never approve of this underhanded tactic.
It has come to my attention you are involved in a matter vital to the safety of our empire. I, being your
We're really gonna stay with you a lot, Azula.
It may have taken a while, Lieutenant Day. We are finally in the big game. You know the officer on Prince Zuko's crew, the one who slipped you the information about the Avatar? Lieutenant G?
Oh,
Speak to him.
Tim and I found where the bombers put getting their explosives. They're making plastic jelly in a cave up on the mountain. We also found these. The ropes from the turnip cart.
You're not gonna believe this. I know who was behind the bombs.
Science did nothing but help us. Well, Jet's a con artist who lied to our faces.
He didn't lie. You don't know what he's already lost. Besides, I saw Sai talking to the firebender. He is the traitor.
we saw it also.
Willing to believe anything as long as it helps you.
This is just like you. Never believing anything I say. I'm so sick of you treating me like I'm a little girl.
Then grow up.
She is right now, but you can't see it or accept it.
Where are you going?
To prove you're a jerk.
try.
Not right now.
You're not gonna let him say the word, it's only to play with the viewers, with the fans who are waiting for it.
I mean, you were there when we confirmed the Mechanist was a traitor. He took care of his partners. I need to take care of him.
Jet, what are you gonna do?
I know how to take out the garbage.
So sorry. Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
You're going to blow him up?
Not just him. He's got an audience with the king. It's our chance to burn out this city's diseased heart.
Sokka was right. You are the bad guy.
Katara, the warehouse we destroyed, that was a meeting spot for spies.
Innocent people are gonna die, Jet.
That's the price of freedom.
No!
Katara, it's too late. There's nothing you can do to stop it.
And I'm glad that the show is
Shut up and go later.
showing
Right now we need to stop Sai.
that aspect, you know, because it's a big subject. What are the limits, you know, for having your revenge on stuff to kill innocent people?
Go. Get to the palace and stop Sai. This is my fight.
Keep your firebending in check, or you'll have the Earth Kingdom army to deal with.
I don't need fire to defeat this boy.
Oh boys. Why am I getting emotional? Stop! Be focused on the fight! Stop. I want to hear the word cabbages before the end of this episode, okay? Cool, 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 cool.
So I said all routes lead to the palace. You just have to take this one to the end of the line.
Everything is okay.
Ready? 1,
Ah!
2, 3!
I wouldn't have tried it, you know, not for anything in this world. Or in this world.
Stand and fight!
For what? Why is this so important to you?
You're an enemy of the Fire Nation.
Why have you been hunting me for 3 years?
I don't even know it's been 3 years. Unless...
You have my notebook!
We wanted it! We have it! We wanted it! We have it! Okay, it's a good use of airbending, what she just learned, you know. It looks so great. Right on time, thanks to you.
We must leave. Now.
Always protecting Zuko. Iroh.
Save yourself.
What?
For the Fire Nation!
He's gonna get arrested for you. Can you see what he can do for you? You didn't have the avatar and Iroh sacrificed himself for you. Eyo! Okay. Okay, guys, you know, I was thinking, after the 2 first episodes, which were almost, you know, a perfect adaptation of the original show into this new show, this new Netflix show. Okay, they took some liberties, the writers took some liberties with some little things and with maybe rushing a relationship between Suki and Sokka. Maybe, yes, little things like that, which were not annoying, which were not disturbing for the story, for the characters, for the relationships, for the future. It was okay. Maybe with this episode 3, I can see where they are going too far with the adaptation and maybe why some fans are gonna be mad. I can't tell for now if I'm gonna be mad or not. For sure, I understand that they had to erase some stuff or to mix some others together because they only have 8 episodes, which are not 1 hour long episodes, like, again, first one, final one, but between that it's more 45 minutes episode. So clearly they have to rush things or to erase things or to mix things together. It seems that for maybe pleasing the viewers, and I'm really thinking that they wanted to please the viewers, they made the decision of mixing stuff together. You know, like right there into this episode, we have a mix between discovering Omashu, Jet, and all of the story about the freedom fighters, Theo and his father, you know, the fact that in fact he's a traitor. We're gonna have something about Bumi for sure. And still during the same episode, they took time for Azula and for Jao, you know, to create something right there. To show us the girls. I didn't think at all that we would see May during this season. I thought, you know, that they would keep her, you know, for the season 2. To make also something for Zuko, for Iroh, Zuko and Aang talking together. So really, this episode was short and still we had a lot of things into it. Clearly they could have erased some things, you know, like maybe to not have these moments with Azula and to just say with one line into one of the next episodes that it happened. Like it would have been really easy to erase these little scenes because they were really short. They could have not done the entire thing about Jet and the freedom fighters. They could have erased entirely that narrative arc and to only keep, in fact, Theo and his father and Omashu, what is happening into Omashu and all, because it would have helped for the future, for what is gonna happen into the future, you know, the bombs, all of that, and for sure Omashu, the Airbenders, you know, the kingdom and all. Maybe, but they chose to make all of that, and you know, I know that some fans are gonna be mad because they mixed all of that, and some of them would have preferred to have more episodes, some of them would have preferred to erase some narrative arcs. I'm like, I know what you did, writers. I know that you wanted to please everyone, in fact. I know that you wanted to put the most into the show, you know. You wanted to satisfy everyone and you wanted to respect also the original show by putting everything, even if it meant to mix things. I understand what they wanted to do, the writers. I'm okay for them doing it because all of the scenes where Azula, you know, intervened were so fun, and I'm so glad that she's gonna have a bigger place because even if I hate her as a character, she's really cool, you know, her role, her place into this show is really cool, so I'm glad. And I'm glad also that they kept all of Jet's story because I think that it's really a big important subject to talk about into this show, about the fact that they are the good guys because they are fighting for the good side, but if you're doing bad stuff like the bad guys, what does it mean, you know, like about you and your actions? Are you really the good guys if you're acting like the bad guys? And it's really also asking that question to the viewers. The end justifies the means? Really? Truly? What are the limits of that, you know? It's really big questions. I think that you know or you understood where I'm standing with that. Clearly it's not okay at all to kill innocents just to make a point, just to have your revenge. It's not okay at all. So I'm not okay with what Jet tried to do right there. But they talked about it, you know, that question, that subject into the original show. So I'm glad that they are talking about it also right there. So I understand why the writers, they had to mix everything. I understand why they wanted to keep everything. I'm more wondering, you know, about how they did it, how they mixed everything, if it's truly functioning. For me, it's functioning for Jet and his guys to be right there, to be the resistance, you know, of Omashu. It can function. But to have a camp outside, even if I'm glad that they have it because I wanted to see it, is it truly functioning? Like really no one discovered your camp? Like you are well installed right there, like since a long time no one saw your camp? Like nothing. I'm not so sure. And I'm not sure, you know, about Theo and his father to be involved right there. Again, I see how they mixed it, but I'm not sure of it, you know, like, for me, that narrative arc, Theo, his story, how we ended up, you know, on that wheelchair and all, and his father, why he's a traitor, what he did, and after that, what he's gonna do. It's also big subjects, and I have the impression by mixing them like that with Omashu, with next episode Bumi, with Jet and his guys, with everything around, I have the impression that we're not gonna have time really to talk about that subject. So see, I'm okay to have all of these stories mixed. I understand why, I'm okay for that. But like that, mixed like that, some details maybe are not functioning. In fact, when you're truly thinking about it, can it be realistic? And also, does it mean that we're gonna have less time to explore all of them, you know, all of these stories, all of these narrative arcs? I think that it's gonna be the case, and I'm a little worried about it, like how they're gonna do it. I want to have everything, but at the same time I know that they're not gonna have the time to do everything. But in that case, if they don't have the time to do everything, maybe it would have been better to erase one of these things to have the time to really make well one of them. Do you understand what I mean? Like for now, I'm just wondering about that choice, about mixing stuff together. It's gonna depend on what they're gonna do next with them to conclude all of their narrative arcs. At that moment, I'm gonna be able to say if they were right or not to choose to keep everything and to mix them together. Am I clear with all of that? I have the impression that my explanation was a mess. To summarize my thought, these writers wanted to keep all of these stories to please the viewers, to be really like the original show. They didn't have the time to have Aang in all of these different places, and also they decided to mix all of these stories together. It can be a good idea, depending on how they're gonna conclude all of them. My opinion, you know, is gonna change, because if you're doing it well, it's okay. If you don't have the time for doing it well, it's not okay, and maybe it would have been better to only pick one. The Cabbages guy, clearly they played with the fans for that. They played us, and they played us well, because for sure, like, it's a little weird, but I think that all of the fans, when we were waiting for the show to come, for sure we were thinking about all of the characters, all of the scenes, like what we could expect. But I think that me, like a majority of fans, at some point we all said, this show is gonna be perfect only if the Cabbages guy is right there. Because if you don't know it, it's a big reference, it's a big joke for sure of this show, but he's someone that you're gonna see a lot, and he's someone that the fans love a lot because he represents also that funny aspect of the show. He's always there, like he's really also like the Easter egg, I don't know how to see it, of this show for the fans. So we are already waiting for him, how he would be. Like during the intro I told you that I watched only the first trailer and the final trailer, so I didn't know who would play Cabbages guy, so maybe I would be surprised and it's someone that I actually know, you know, the actor. And I told you also that I wasn't expecting, you know, to see May, and that if at some point she would appear during the season, I would be surprised. Clearly I had everything during this episode. I didn't expect that at all. To have the Cabbages guy, yes. To have to wait to have him saying Cabbages, no. And to have May, I didn't know that at all. It really means that they're gonna take time, you know, to build Azula character, to make more stuff with her. Again, I think that because it's a show, like for the episode 2, I was okay for them to make the relationship between Suki and Sokka evolve like that so fast and all, because it's a show, because I see, you know, the difficulties, you know, that they have with a show, with a season of only 8 episodes, they have to rush things. I can understand that for Azula, they need to already put her and to take time with her character, to build her character and all, because the viewer, the new one, you know, who is discovering this show, has to understand the importance of Azula for the future, the competition with her brother. And yes, maybe by bringing her a little later during a season of 8 episodes, maybe they couldn't understand that. I mean, they couldn't have understood that. Okay. First episode, I was amazed, I loved it, I cried a lot. Second episode, I cried once, I appreciated it, it was cool. This third episode, I didn't cry, I don't think so. And I have mixed feelings, you know, depending on what is gonna happen during the next episode. I don't know where you are standing, you know, for your binge watching of Avatar The Last Airbender, and where you are standing also with this episode. Tell me if you appreciate, you know, for the writers to mix stuff like that, and if you don't appreciate it, be nice still in the comments, you know, like, I mean by that, don't just use bad words and stuff like that. Like, really, I can delete your comments really easily. Just talk about what you would have appreciated for them to not just put some stories, like maybe it would have been better for the writers to make some choices, to cut some little things. What would you have preferred for them to do? Again, thinking about the fact that they have only 8 episodes. Like, for sure, if we have 20 episodes, I don't have the same appreciation, you know, of this particular episode. Like, if I would know that they have 20 episodes in front of them. I know that they have only 8 episodes, so that's why I'm considering this one differently. Tell me your opinion. Okay, that's gonna be the last episode that I'm gonna watch today. Normally I should have watched one more, but clearly it was the storm earlier, and right now the light is disappearing so fast. I'm not gonna have any light to film anymore for one more entire episode. It's not possible. So I will see you tomorrow for the 5 other episodes of this season. It's gonna be cool. So it's all for you and for me for today. So it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye. And say goodbye to this shirt, you know, for this binge watching of Avatar The Last Airbender.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Hey.